Good morning, students. Welcome back to our class. Let's continue our class. That is the third video of this particular chapter, chapter number 9. The topic is element of QBasic. So here we will discuss some of the elements that are actually used in our program. While we are doing QBasic program, we need to know some of the elements. Here element means the smallest unit, small units that are supposed to be used in our QBasic program. So they are basically divided into these different elements. So we have 5 different elements here. We will discuss this one by one, and these elements are to be used in our programs, that is QBasic programs. So the first is your character set, second one your keyword, third constants, variables, operators. These are the elements. These are the small things that are to be used in our QBasic program. So let's discuss them, each one of them, with some of the examples. So the first one is your character set. So character set is one element that are supposed to be used in our QBasic program. So here what does character means? So here characters, it means some of the characters that are actually allowed to be used in our QBasic language. The characters such as example capital A to Z, small a to Z, the number 0 to 9, and some special symbols like exclamation, asterisk, ampersand, etc. These are the characters that are actually used in our QBasic language program. So that is why it comes under a character set. We said that these are the characters that are actually allowed to be used in our QBasic program. So they can be in three different forms. Basically numeric characters, which is from 0 to 9. Any value from 0 to 9 seems to be a numeric character. Next, alphabetic characters, that is capital A to Z, small a to Z, and we have some special characters, exclamation, asterisk, question mark, at the rate, percentage, ampersand, and so on. These are the characters that are actually allowed in our QBasic program. So it comes under a particular element called character set element. Next, we have another element. This is keyword. So what does keyword means? Keyword. Here key means important, word means a particular word, important word. So a word that has a special meaning and some special function. A word actually that has got its own meaning and it has some function within that particular word itself. So it is also known as your reserve word, and this comes under a particular element called keyword. So once again I'm saying a word that has special meaning and some special function. So it is also called reserve word. That is why we say it is a keyword, actually important word. Some of the examples of keywords seems to be like print, 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 cls, input, and so on. Here what does print means? Print means to display some output. After doing some calculations in our QBasic program using print keyword, we can display some calculations results. Next, CLS. CLS means we can clear the screen. Using this particular keyword, we are going to actually clear the screen that we have typed something or written something. Next is input. By using input, we can give some input to the computer. That means to the QBasic program, we will give some input, and out of that particular input, we will get some results. So these are the keywords that are actually used. And is a keyword to actually finish our program. So these are some of the keywords that are basically used in our QBasic program. So it is also an element. We have another element called constants. What does constants means? Here constants are actually the values stored in a program which do not change during program execution. So constants are basically some values, fixed values, that actually do not change while the program is executing. That means while the program is running, the fixed value does not change. So these values are actually called data. So we have two types of constants. One is your numeric constants, another one is your string constants. So what does numeric constants means? So numeric constants means any numeric value. It can be any number value, an integer or real numbers. It can be positive or it can be negative. For example, when I say numeric value, it can be 10, it can be 20, it can be 30, it can be 40, and it is also an integer. 10, 20, 30, 40, they are all number values. It is also called integer. So when we talk about the real numbers here, real number means the values which has got some decimal points. The values that have got some decimal points. For example, here 20.7 minus 5.5 minus 2.7. These all point values are nothing but your real numbers. But remember, they are constant. Why they are called constant? They are fixed values. 10 means 10, 20 means 20, 10.5 means 10.5, 20.7 means 20.7. They are fixed values. Actually, they don't change their values while the program is executing or while the program is running. And here, what about the positive or negative? Positive or negative value can be here minus 5.5, minus 2.7. So these are your negative values. Positive values means without the negative sign. All those numbers, fixed numbers, are called your positive numbers. So these are all your numeric constants. Next, you have string constants. What does string constant means here? These are actually a combination of alphanumeric, alphabet or number, a combination of alphabet and number, but they are also fixed. They are not any other value. So these values are fixed values, but comprises of numbers as well as alphabets. So it is called your string constants. Remember, these string constants are basically enclosed with double quotes. For example, here my name, RAJA, which is under double quotation. The name Raja is a fixed value. It's a fixed value. That is why we call it as string constant. It is a string, collection of characters. String means a collection of characters. RAJA, collection of characters enclosed with double quotations. So it forms a string constant. On the other hand, we have Rahul 1, 2, 3. Here Rahul comprises of alphabets, whereas 1, 2, 3 comprises of numbers. So we have a combination of one particular name or one particular string. Rahul 1, 2, 3 is actually a string constant. Here Rahul 1, 2, 3 is fixed value. So we call it as also constant. So it comes under string constants. So constants are basically fixed values. They are stored in a program which do not actually change during our program execution. Basically of two types. One is your numeric constant and the other is your string constant. So we will move on with our next topic, next element, that is variables. What does variable means? It is also one element that are being used in our program. Here variable is actually an area within a program. Within a program, a area, a place which is referred to by some name. A place which is referred to by some name and whose value can be changed during the execution of a program. That means we have a particular area and that particular area is being named by a particular name. And if you have some values, these values can be changed, remember. So it is basically of two types. Okay, two types of variables. Here it is written two types of constants. It should be variables. I made a typing mistake here. Here it should be two types of variables. Instead of constants here, I made a typing mistake. Two types of variables. One is your numeric variables and the other is your string variables. Now what does numeric variable means? It basically represents numeric value. It basically represents numeric value. And the variable here should start with an alphabet. It may have further alphabets or digits or both. Here for example, if I say A is actually a area named as A. Here A is actually a area within a program named as A, which holds some value 10. Which holds some value 10 here. So here A is a variable. It is a name in a program It is a name in a program holding some value 10. So here a is a variable. It is holding some numeric variables. Here numeric variables, 10 is your numeric variable. For example, B1. So B1 is actually a name of a place in a program, a area in a program which holds some values such as 20.5. So here B1 is your numeric variable holding some number values. So 20.5. So this is all about your numeric variables. Next we have a string variables. A string variable comprises of characters or alphanumeric values. The values here seems to be comprising of some characters and some alphanumeric values, basically called string. For example, here as I said A is a variable. But what kind of variable? It is a string variable. Why? Because it is holding some string values here. And string comprises of double quotations, and inside the double quotation I have my own name, and my name is stored in a particular place called A. So here A is a string variable. Just like here B1. B1 is a name of a variable, a place in a computer, which actually holds some string variables. Rahul 123 is our string value variables. That means here these values can be changed. Remember, during the program execution these values can be changed. So this is all about your variables. So variables basically comprises of some area. It is being named by some name, and then that particular area holds some value. So the holding of values depends upon two different ways. One is your numeric variable and the other is your string variable type. So this is also one such element that are used in our QBasic program. Next we have operators. Operators is one such element that are very importantly used in our QBasic program. So operators are basically used to perform various calculations. If you want to do some calculations like addition, subtractions, multiplications, whatever may be, this kind of calculations can be carried out using operators. So operators are basically of three types. One is your arithmetic operator, second one is your relational operator, the third one is your logical operator. These are the three operators that are used to perform different kind of calculations. So let us see each one of them. The first one is your arithmetic operators. So arithmetic operators such as I said, plus, minus, multiplication, division, etc. are used for making some calculations. For example, you see, if I say here A equals to 10, that means A is a variable holding some value 10. A is a variable, an area in a program holding some value 10. Likewise, B is one particular area in a program. It is named as B and holding some value 2. Likewise, C here is an area in a program that will hold the value of A plus B. So here plus is an arithmetic operator. What plus does here is doing an addition of A and B. Here A value is 10, B value is 20. So 10 plus 20 equals to 30. 30 is stored in a particular variable named C. So I already said that C is again another variable. It is a name in a program. C as a name in a program holding the value 30, holding the value of A and B. Using operator, we are doing a very simple calculation of addition, that is A plus B. This is how your arithmetic operator works or performs. So next we will talk about relational operators. Here relational operators such as greater than, here is the symbol, it represents greater than, less than, greater than equal, less than equal, etc. They are basically used to compare two values. These are the operators actually. They are used to compare two things. They are used to show some kind of relationship between two different things. For example, here you see, as I said, A is a variable holding some value 10. Why A is called variable? Because it is the name of a place in a program holding some value 10. Here B also is holding some value 20, but B is a name. Under C, what we are doing is I'm comparing two things. A is less than B. Here A is 10, B is 20. I'm just comparing the two different values. So in this way, we do some kind of comparison between two different values. If we do a comparison, then it falls under a relational operators. That means using relational operators, we can compare two different things or two different values. Example I have given, you can clearly judge yourself from this particular example. The final one is a logical operators. See what logical operators does here is, it means logic. So logical operators are used to combine two or more relational expressions. See here, relational expressions are combined to evaluate a single value using some logic such as and, and, not, not, or. These are the three logical operators that are used to actually combine two or more relational expressions and result and give us a single result. They are actually used to combine two different relational expressions. Here relational expression means, let's say one is greater than, another one is less than. So these things will be compared, and after comparison you are finally going to get a particular result, and this result will be either true or false. The result will be only one, either true or false. That means out of the relational expressions, after comparing the relational expressions, we will get a single value, either true or false. And as I said, they are and, or, and not. For example, you see here I said A is a variable holding value 10, B is also a variable, a place in a program holding value 5, C is also a variable holding value 3. Now what I am doing in D is, inside D I'm comparing two things. Here A greater than B. Yes, A is greater than B. According to the above value, A means 10, B means 5, so A is greater than B. And here is the logical operator. Here is the logical operator that is being used. I'm comparing another relational expression. See, one relational expression here and another relational expression here. Here A greater than B is one relational expression. A greater than C is another relational expression. So combining two relational expression and finally getting one single result as true. Why the result is true here? Just see in the above statement, in the above line, you just see A greater than B. Yes, it is A greater than B. Why? Because A is 10, B is 5. A is greater. That means true. And here A is greater than C. Again A is 10, C is 3. So here also A is greater than 3. So this is also true. When true and true, they are compared, or they are found out through logical operators, we get a particular value as true. That means two situations are true. That means we are getting a true result. If both the situations are false, then we will get a false result. So this is how your logical operator performs, or this is how the logical operators are being calculated out. So these are some of the elements that are used in our QBasic program. So again, I'm saying elements are the smallest unit that are actually used in our QBasic program. So with this, we have come to the end of our chapter number 9, and we will see lots more in the coming classes. Some of the programmings we will do in the next chapter. So thank you.